morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday. Good morning, Chris, Max, Greasy, John, Shadow, Man, Will, Tony, Corey, Peter. Good morning, everybody. Ayo. How's everybody doing? Looked like a bunch of people had a nice, pretty good day yesterday, even though the market was kind of funny at times. Morning, Benton, David. All right, let's take these next few minutes here to dive into the chart, see what we get, see what we're looking at here. Let's see. Bias up, maybe. All right, let's look. Let's see what we got. Let's start on the daily chart. Well, first, let's go to the weekly because today's Tuesday. So let's see what the weekly's done. We have our weekly open up here. Let me throw my weekly open. Right there. Lock that in. So we have our weekly open, and we went up, right? So like open, high. Now we're expanding down. So do we continue expanding down the next couple days and then have a up and a close like the weekly profile potentially could suggest? So the thing is, remember, we've left a lot of buy side liquidity up above. So now, kind of like what I said yesterday, I'm now thinking we are going to continue to manipulate down for the next couple days, and then we'll see it go up Thursday, Friday after CPI comes out. Could be completely wrong. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But let's see here. The daily chart now we're on the daily. This fair value gap that I mentioned yesterday that we were in, we have inverted that. We have now an inversion. Daily fair value gap inversion. That might not mean a lot yet because we still have this fair value gap with this little volume imbalance that I pointed out that we're in. Now, we did trade all the way through it. See that? So that's a rebalance, but we haven't closed. So we'll see if we close around the midpoint or what we do, or if we keep going down. Now, we do have this big, huge volume balance still sitting there that we have not reached into yet. And, I mean, it's very rare that this sits out there this long and not be traded into. So, I think we eventually will get down there. This was in November. However, does this mean we might have a spoiled Santa rally this year? Let's see. We'll find out. We still haven't switched. I mean, technically, it's kind of in a neutral point on the daily chart overall. But we'll see if we keep going down on this pullback here. See, that's why I think I'm not convinced yet that we like shift to a completely bearish bias. Maybe first quarter. We'll see. But we have so much buy-side liquidity up here. This move down, there's zero fair value gaps in there. Zero fair value gaps. So that's why another reason why I'm kind of leading to believe that this is just to still clear some stops, stop hunt, all that good stuff. We'll see. This volume balance right there is really, opening, really eye-catching, but all this buy-side liquidity is eye-catching as well. So we'll find out. So dropping down to the 4-hour, we do have this big, huge fair value gap right here on the 4-hour. I did not leave it there because we already rebalanced it. All right. And I'm aware that we're inside this 4-hour SIBI, but we rebalanced it. So I'm kind of like, we'll see what happens. Then we have another one here. But if you look on this 4-hour, we are trading pretty nicely to the downside. Like we had a market structure shift, fair value gap, pulled up into it, lower, made a new low, another fair value gap, pulling back into it. Do we continue going lower? We might. We have these 4-hour fair value gaps here to the left. Kind of got to be careful today. A lot of opposing PD arrays. Now, if you take this entire range, this entire dealing range and mark it out, we're literally Right here's the equilibrium. This purple line, we're literally at equilibrium. Dipped into a slight discount, so that may be as low as it needs to go today. We'll see. 1 hour, kind of the same thing. A bunch of those 4-hour fair value gaps overlap with the 1 hours, so I didn't really mark anything else there. And yeah, my chart's getting a little full here. I hate that, but it is what it is. So let's go to the 15-minute. What I'm looking at now in the 15-minute is this dealing range right here in this low. All right, so if I take that dealing range and zoom in, let's zoom in there. I can focus on that. What we have here is a 15-minute bullish order block. Fair value gap, pulled back. We have not dipped back into it, but we have that. So this right here is a very good signal of a reversal of this dealing range. That's probably the low for now, and then we're making our way back up. I have a lot of very nice looking buy side liquidity right up in here. This is going to be internal range liquidity. And if I take this dealing range from this high down to this low, picked the wrong thing. This high down to this low, equilibrium is right here. So if we're going to continue being bearish, what we could see is price come up to this internal range liquidity, which is in the premium of this dealing range, and then continue down if price wants to continue being bearish overall. We had some minor sell side liquidity right here, internal range liquidity, which I'll zoom in there in a second, and we pulled back into that. So that could be a signal that we're going to keep going up. I don't really have any reason, to be honest, for price to come back down to this area at the open. So I personally think at the moment that we have this big inversion here. I think we'll see what happens at the open here, but I think I'm looking to head up here. However, if we do go down, we do have big 9:45 news, by the way. Big 9:45 news. So don't let us all forget that. But if we do just like kind of pop up and head down, I would be looking at this area here. If we can clear this area, this 150-ish area, then I believe we're just going to keep going down and remain bearish for the rest of the day. However, like I said, I would not be surprised to see a manipulation up and then continuation down. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Nothing set in stone for the day of that. I'm like, it's got to be bullish or it's got to be bearish. So let's see what happens. The market is open now. And got a little opening range gap here. Open, boom, boom. Opening range gap. We hit, hold on. Let's go back. Let's check out this opening. So we have this open. We got close to the opening range gap, the midpoint there. Not there yet. So let's see. Let's see what we do here. Hey, futures, UK futures trader. What's up? Max is waiting for a sell opportunity. Nice. The last period or new period? What? I'm not sure what you mean, Chris. The daily inversion, was that formed? That was formed when the market closed yesterday. Everybody's bearish? Nice. Let's do a little poll. I mean, it looks like everybody's bearish overall. However, for the trade, I'm looking for this. I'm really anticipating it to go long first. I mean, that buy side liquidity up there to me is just way too obvious. I mean, as we've seen this week in the last few days, I have reasons for it to go up to some certain area, and it just tanks. So, hey. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Not sure, Chris. I have my opening range gap right here. Has not hit it unless MNQ is showing something different. We have the close Monday. We have our open. Oh, you know what? I actually marked this very incorrectly. Here's our open down here. Our open. There we go. So it has traded up through. There we go. So we'll see. I'm looking at this fair value gap right here, this opening bar to hold. So if we get a hold here and a new opening range, or not opening, a new fair value gap up, I'll probably look to long that. Like I said, I really believe we're going to get up here to that 437.25. But we have 9:45 a.m. news, so be careful. See if we're going to get this right here or not. See how this turns into a little bitty gap right there? We have now this inversion as well, this big inversion. Right here. And it may just keep going, and I might not get anything, but yeah. Here, let me do this too so we don't forget. I typically like to do this. There we go. But when I'm marking up my charts, sometimes it's in my way, and then I move it, and I forget to put it back. Now we close the opening range gap, so you gotta be careful because that might be as high as it wants to go as well. Although that buy side liquidity to me is still way too obvious. Internal range liquidity. I'm gonna go to the 15-second chart and look at what we get here. Because I'm pretty convinced of this 437.25. And if I can have a small enough stop to give this a shot along, if one forms, then I might be worth taking for me. However, we start getting too close to 9:45, then I gotta be out. So right now we got this little swing low here. I don't love that this is a small fair value gap on the 1 minute, but I do like the order block. Let's see. And I like where we're staying on the inversion. Yeah. I think I'm going to sit this out now because now we're getting too close to news and this did not hold up here. So I'm going to wait. Gonna wait. Yeah, well, that's why, like, a small stop when you get typically, like, used to the way I used to trade before the 15-minute confirmation, I would just enter that 1 minute fair value gap. A lot of times, because I'm like already, I'm in with like a 40 point stop. A lot of times the news would be fine because it would wick around, and if the news just makes the market do what it should do, then I'd be fine a lot of times, and it would just get me to my target faster. However, I know that's not going to be the case with a smaller stop from the 15-second confirmation. So that's why I was really waiting to see, because we were 5 minutes out from news. I really wanted to see if we hit that little fair value gap, if it was going to have an immediate reaction or very, like, within that 1 minute. I wanted to see it move up pretty quick, and it didn't. So, and obviously we could see it didn't hold at all anyways. Back down to this one. Right back down to the midpoint of the daily fair value gap. Right here again. I had this minor sell side liquidity. I'm going to get rid of it because we've already traded through it a few times. And that was that one from the 15-minute chart. And we're in another. So, like, right here. If I zoom in, we have these down close candles here. And this push up with this little imbalance, little fair value gap here. This area, we'll see if this holds and pushes price up or what we do here. Because like I said, I'm really not looking to go short yet until, well, I'll go short down to this area. If we get close to this area, that 150 area I mentioned, if we get close to this without a good clean entry to get there, then I have to wait to clear that to take a short. Otherwise, if we stay up here, I'll be looking for that long. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. We have 1 minute, just a little over 1 minute until the news. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big news event, I believe. Flash PMI. And for those of you that are here for the drawing, I usually do them towards the end of my session, which is usually around 10:20, roughly. 10:15, just depends on how quick how quick my day is over. All right, here we go. About 15 seconds. Here we go. Where are we going, market? Now, if you look on the 15-minute, these wicks are pretty bearish. See how it reached way up, closed down. This one now, the opening candle reached way up, closed down. So we have a pretty nice little distance to the short side if we do go down. New week opening gaps here. Lower quadrant of that fair value gap. See if this becomes an inversion. Like I said, if it does come down, I could see this coming down right into this 150 area. And it's a London range. Yeah. We got this inversion now. See if we get a fair value gap in here. Hit that inversion. There's still this 15-minute fair value gap, this BISI right in here where price is as well. So it's every time I hype up the news, it just does that, Chris. I don't know why. I'm like, this one should be a pretty big one. And it just is like, bam, bam. All right. Might get that long, actually. I prefer the long because I have extremely obvious target up there. Reclaimed this guy. I'm just going to get rid of it. All right, see if we get a fair value gap in here. Inverted all these little sibbies. Reclaimed this BISI. Have a nice little order block in here. Now, this is going to be a minor buy side right here, though, before reaching higher. So if you want some low-hanging fruit, if an entry happens, 386.50. All right, looks like we're getting this fair value gap. Let's see if we pull back into it and if there's a confirmation or not. Or if the market just wants to just go straight up. $406.75 would be another smaller target. So these would be targets here of 386.50, 406.75, and then ultimately up to 437.25. Get this out of my way. All right, dropping down in my 15 seconds. See if we get a pull back into it. Into the fair value gap here or not. So now this wick made a higher high there. And we'll see if it makes a lower low. If so, then we may have a new change in the state of delivery here that I'd be looking at. Oops. Ah, you're going to be that way, NQ? You're going to be that way? All right, now I got to wait and see if we get one up here. Indecisive price action. I actually think it's pretty decisive today. I think it's looking good. It's doing, for the most part, what I'm thinking. Yeah, except for this point, it got so close to pulling back to the fair value gap there. It said, yeah, I'm going to maybe create an entry for you. Nope, never mind. That's the only part right here that, NQ's dangling that carrot in front of me. All right, so we took this minor buy side right there now. So at 406 and 437, let's see if we get a fair value gap here, which it looks like we are. Let's go ahead and drop down. I'm dropping down to my 15-second. See if I get me a little entry here. At this point, let's see how far, if it does a deeper retracement or not. It did not hit this lower fair value gap. So basically, if I do get an entry up here, I will be quicker to move to break even in case if it decides to make its way back to this lower fair value gap before heading up. So that's what I'll be looking at, just in case if I do get an entry up higher, because it can always, before reaching up there, want to come back down into this fair value gap that it did not go back into. $9.53 now, about to be $9.54. And it could just invert this higher one, come back down here, invert this, and continue being bearish. I don't think so, though. I think we got too close. We're leaving more relative equal highs up here on the 15-minute chart. I think we're just going to do a pullback and continue going. But might not. We got to be careful. There might be a little SIBI forming here on the 1 minute. I would like to see... Oh, we did get a SIBI, but I would like to see an immediate rebalance. We got an inversion, so we got to be a little careful. So we got this little SIBI right here. This is technically an inversion now. Yeah. Well, that's a great question there, because I was literally thinking about that, what I'll want to do. Because since we have this little, I'm actually not too worried about this little SIBI right here, but I don't like that I don't like this as an inversion and we have that SIBI, but I don't think it's going to hold up. I think we're going to continue going up, but obviously could be wrong. So we'll see right here. We tapped into this SIBI right here. I don't want to mark it, but at this point I do need, if we never reach down here to this fair value gap, I will need a new BISI, bullish fair value gap up here. Like, I don't want to just enter because we're coming back up. So if we invert this little sibby and create a new Bissy there, then I'll look for it. Otherwise, if it does come back down to this one and I get a confirmation, I think I will go long because, like I said, I'm not too worried about this bearish fair value gap there. Now we'll see if we get this. If we get this in an inversion of that, of this one here. So we did get an inversion. So I wasn't too worried about that because this buy side liquidity up here for me is too. I'm today that this is one of the days where it's like way too obvious for me. I think pretty sure we're gonna go up there. I just don't like that we left this one untouched and we're kind of having this little price action up here. Don't love that, so we'll see. See, rebalance. Slight rebalance there. And now, basically, no fair value gap in here. Like, this isn't one with as little as this is. I mean, we do have this inversion. So actually, I'm going to long this. Well, I tried. There we go. I'm going to put my stop under this little swing. Small stop at 352. And I'm headed up there to that buy side liquidity I had. And the reason why I longed this, I'm not concerned. Like, we came down these down close candles. We created this inversion. This inversion is telling me we should keep going up. And I don't think we're going to go down here to this one anymore. So we'll see. Got about a 22-point stop, so I can live with that. I would like to see it go ahead and just displace up and keep going. Once we cross 406.75, I'll go to break even. If that happens. This volume imbalance right here. This volume imbalance, we very well could tap right back into it. So I don't want to move too soon to break even because we could definitely come back and hit that. Although I don't want to see price close underneath it. But we can definitely come back and touch this. And if my stop is there, I can get tagged out and it keep going. I don't see any reason why price should stop right here where it did. So, unless if it wants to come right back into this imbalance and continue. Now, but if it crosses this 406.75, I'm still going to move to break even anyways, regardless of that. There we go. I'm at break even now. Because even if it comes down here, I don't care. Because that buy side liquidity right there might be all it wants to do. I'm in that volume balance. I don't like that, but I have to be. I have to be. It might tag me out. But let's see. And actually, you know what? That was a pretty good. That was about 30 points right there. I could have just taken that, but I'm convinced up here this 437.25. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. But oh, come on. But forgot what I was gonna say. I'm convinced, but man, this got 10:01. Oh, it's that 10 a.m. That's why. Here's another volume bounce here. If we really struggle to go higher, then I may just close out, but get on up there. Get on up there. This volume bounce can get me. I know it. I know it. Yeah, I'll just move my stop up a little bit. I'll let it get me because I already know it's going to come to this volume imbalance, so I might as well take a little bit. Oh, would you look at that? I forgot to turn my copier on. Well, I guess it's fine since I didn't. I guess it's fine since I got basically broke even anyways, made 6 points. Now it may come down to this one. I was wondering why my copier, everything showed 0 when I closed and looked over. All right, so see, that's why, like this buy side right there, I could have put my target there as a low-hanging fruit. And it would have been about 25. It would have been about 30 points. That would not have been bad, but here we go now. That's why I was mentioning this buy side liquidity right here, that this 406.75, that I wanted to move to break even when it hit that because of exactly what you're seeing now. So here's another crucial moment in area. Like, this is dropping pretty aggressively. Let's see what we do inside this fair value gap right here. Because even though I really like this 437.25, if it drops aggressively, creating a market structure shift, this SIBI, it may not go up. Midpoint right there. And it still didn't touch this one down here either. Like, I don't know. So it might actually go short all the way down through it. You're not a fan of today? You won't take any trades, Max? That's never a bad thing. That is never a bad thing. So my live account made $120 on that, 6 points. But my PAs did not copy because I forgot to turn on the copier. But it's okay. And this looks like it wants to come down now. High, low, higher, high, lower, low. We got a breaker. I wonder what this 15-second chart is doing. I'm not looking to short yet because, like I said, we have this BISI right here, untouched. So it's kind of a weird area. Now, if this gets inverted, that's the time we're going to go up through 437. Potentially. Hey, I can get with that, Max. Live close to the beach. Just go for a walk on the beach. That's like the ultimate FOMO killer. It's like, man, I want to get in a trade. I don't really love the price action today. Let me just go for a walk on the beach. Yeah. All right, look at this rebalance right here. Rebalance this 1 minute fair value gap. It may drop now. It may actually drop. Especially if we close under this little volume bounce right here. If we close under this, we may drop. Oh, we didn't. Nope. Nope. If we invert this right here, we're going to 437.25. Looks like it might go without me, though. 12:15 new day opening gap. Did I forget to turn those back on? No? All right, we're in this inversion. Let's see if this is going to hold. If not, so basically if this comes back down and reclaims that, I'm probably just going to not trade anymore either. Because at this point, everything is failing to expand, higher or lower. Everything's just failing to displace. Yeah. See, look, that 400 that you're talking about, Will, on the 15-minute chart, look at all the wicks in here. Look at all the bodies, right? So, like, if you mark the bodies, 402.75, look at all the wicks. So, it's not uncommon for this to happen. When you have just a bunch of wicks in the bodies, even if you have some, buy-side liquidity above, like, this could be as far up as it wants to go. It took out these relative equal highs to the left right here. This high was 407.50. This high was 406.75. 3 ticks apart. Took them out. then you might have a potential rejection block right here. If price just absolutely can't get above there. So, like, it's not uncommon. This very well could happen. Same thing with this wick. Reached up into that wick, drop, relative equal highs, took those relative equal highs, stayed in the lower half, drop. Might not go any higher. And at this point, because we've done that and we've already taken out 2 of those targets that I had, I'm not immediately looking to long right here, especially with this price action. Now this is reclaimed. Now we have another SIBI created here. Now we finally hit this one. Which one prevails? But we are still in the upper half of this daily fair value gap. So that is a good thing. That could possibly help push up into that 437 that I have. But it's pretty risky at this moment. Pretty risky. All right, y'all can go ahead and start entering in for the drawing for today. Exclamation mark beast in caps will get you entered into the drawing. Y'all can go ahead and start doing that because I'm not looking for an entry right this second anyways. Got a little bit wild there. Where I would be open to a short is if we basically rolled over here, displaced lower into here, creating a new fair value gap, and making this an inversion, and then pulling back up to it, which would be in the lower half of the inversion, and hitting a new SIBI here to continue down to that 150 area. That's where I would be looking for a short. If that doesn't happen, no short. More than likely, if this does come up and create an inversion with this one and go up, I probably won't. Pretty sure I won't get a trade because at that point, wherever that happens, there probably won't be a ton of room to that 437.25. Probably. There might, but I want to be pretty careful there. And typically, the best trades are the first touch that I have ever seen. The best, highest probability trades, and I still have not seen a losing trade, was when it hits the midpoint of the daily fair value gap for the first time and gives you a long entry off that. Or it could be a short too. If the, fair value gap is a SIBI, bearish, right? The first touch going up, boom, short. First touch coming down into a bullish one, then giving you a long somewhere. Man, those are just solid. But we've already traded through the midpoint of this one over and over and over. So make sure y'all get in that entry there. Limit order for a short. Yeah, you can go short. I just would not target very until it proves it's going to go through this guy right here. A little sibby forming in there. I don't love that. Traded to the consequent encroachment of this one. I want to see it, like I said, displace through, creating fair value gap and inverting it before I consider a short. Daughter popped in there. She must have just woke up. All right, we used this Sibby, but I don't think... I mean, that's not one I'm using to go short on. Jay Steph, you're in the short. Nice. Here we go. Now we're showing some signs. Maybe. Just needed to roll over there. Little Sibby there. See, I require, though, displacement, like, for the most part. If it's not going in the overall, like, where I had a really, really strong target, and it goes opposite, like, for me, I always say that. I need it to prove it to me that it's going to not go the way I thought it or would like it to go. And how it proves it to me is I require displacement. So, like, in this whole move down, I don't have really displacement that I like. You could say we had some displacement here, and we did have a market structure shift. We left relative equal highs up here, but because that displacement didn't go through this fair value gap, I didn't really love it. And since these down close candles, there's been no displacement here. So that's why I don't like any of the shorts. Not until we create an inversion with this one, this fair value gap, and give me that displacement. Yeah, normally I lock my door just in case, and I forgot to lock it. Look at that. I forgot to lock my door. I forgot to turn on my trade copier. Man, slacking today. All right, make sure y'all are entering that drawing, exclamation mark beast. If you're joining in here, we don't have a lot of entries actually. We have more people on the stream today and less entries than yesterday. $10.21. Let's see if we get a move now. Hey, good morning. Cream cheese. We have this inversion. This has become a inversion, but there's still no... I still don't have any displacement. Might see some displacement now. Here's the London high, the London range. This new week opening gap. Our newest new week opening gap. Here's the low of the fair value gap. Midnight opening price. Here's that 150 area. So now I'm under the impression that we are going to head down to this 150 area. Ooh, might get a suspension block here if we get a down close candle. If this candle closes down, let's see. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to leave a fair value gap. Like, it can rebalance, but if you have the volume imbalance above and below, then it'll be a suspension block. Like, even with all this action here, if it closes down, it'll be a suspension block. It is now hitting the inversion there. And this will be a short. Whoa, did we freeze up? No. We got the suspension block. So I might short it. Since we hit that inversion too. I'm short here. I got a pretty bad fill. I'm going down to the midnight opening price, potentially. Let's see if we can get down there. Let's see. Now, I'll probably, if we can clear this new week opening gap and the fair value gap, the low there, then I'll probably most likely move to break even. There we go. And I might chase it so I can lock in some profits here. Hey, my PA is copied. Thank you. Actually, oh, I dropped my stop there, and it almost tagged me. Ah, it tagged me. It's okay. I wanted to stay in, but I know this area could pull back. I probably should have stayed in. Actually, I know I should have stayed in, but I don't know. I don't know why today I was a little more cautious. Maybe it's because I know CPI week, but I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I don't know why I was more cautious today. It's all good, but I should have definitely stayed in because I know it's going to come down to that 150 area. I don't know why I was. I think maybe this price action, because I always try to figure out what's going on with my like, I don't know if you want to call it emotions or what, like why I do things. And I'm thinking because of the way price action started, like my reads were there the entire time. Like everything I was saying, the reads were there. I'm thinking maybe because of how price reacted up here kind of brought me into being cautious over here on this trade, maybe. I don't know. But either way, it's all good. I got a decent let's see, what did it, 86? What is that? 86? Oh, 206. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's like 20 points. 22 points. Plus, I got 6 points up here. So, like, 28 points roughly. But my PA's got 22. It's all good. Yeah. Yeah, no, I guess today, yeah, that's a good lesson in not marrying the bias for sure. Because I definitely, y'all saw, I was pretty convinced of this buy side liquidity. And then I put these other targets up here. And then once you see this drop, like I waited for it to convince me that we're not going up there. It convinced me. Suspension block was nice. But, oh, excuse me. Oh, man, sorry. So now we're pulling back up into this one, this fair value gap. So, it didn't go straight down to my target here. I was right above the midnight open at like 165. Got pretty close. Might pull up into here. We have another fair value gap here. Might pull up anywhere into here and then continue down. Y'all know me. I typically don't like sitting in pullbacks. So, it's all good. It's all good. And I'm not trading tomorrow, as y'all know, because it's the day before CPI. So it should pull back into here and continue down, more than likely. But overall, it's a good day. Better than yesterday. Yesterday's entry, even though I made probably about the same. I made a little bit more today. But even though I made about the same, I think it was about the same. The entry I liked, the entry and the patience I liked better today for sure. So all that goes into my notes in my journal. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this drawing. Let's get this drawing. For our first winner today, we are going to have Nightbot Selects Greasy. Congratulations, Greasy. Good job, good job. All right, we're going to go with another winner, Nightbot Selects Will. Hey, look at that. We got a couple back-to-back winners. So are you, Will. All right. Third winner is Milmer. Congratulations, Milmer. Our fourth winner of the day is going to John Mervin. John Mervin. Congratulations. And our last winner for the day, drum roll please, is going to Nightbot Selects Diego Scalper. Hey, look at that. Last second entry and got selected. Good job. Yeah, that's a scalp of a eval. All right, y'all. Congratulations. Good job. Go ahead and send me an email. I will repeat the steps. To swinter@futuressniperbeast.com. Your email needs to look like this. Go to your YouTube, click your icon, show me that you're logged in with your handle. That way I know it's you. Send me an email saying, hey, I won. Please give me, nah, you don't have to say all that. Give me my PA or my eval that's going to turn into a PA today, right? So send that email over. I'll get you your code, your coupon code. You can use it for any size eval. All right, so do that, and Will flexed on the Nightbot, so the Nightbot's making up. You know, this is the makeup. So do that, guys. Send that email over. I'll get you your code. Today is the last day for the 90% off sale. So get your evals at 90% off. The PA fee is $65 for a 25K, 50K, and 100K account, and $125 for the 150, 250, and 300K accounts. All right, so get those. Look at this. Price went straight up, so I'm glad. Look, in hindsight, I'm glad I got out. All right, y'all. It is my time. I'm going to hop off here. And, yeah. Good job, everybody. And, hey, let me just say, for those of you that are not familiar with the 15-second confirmation chart entry model yet, watch my video. Ask questions in here. Ask questions in Discord. I'm in there. Will's in there. The creator of the model, right? And the reason why I'm bringing this up right now is because with this win today, for December, I am at a over 90% win rate, daily win rate. 90%. I'm like probably 91 now with this win. And I'm saying that because this can be, it can be gold. It can be gold. But full disclosure, it's not just the entry. You have to master the market reading, all right? And I've done that with the 2022 model from ICT and combining the 2024 model. So master that, spend your time mastering that, and then the 15-second entry model is confirmation, icing on the cake. I'm just telling y'all. And, you know, we'll see where this goes. We'll see how far this takes me and all of you. So, all right, guys. If you're going to be trading, again, I'm not trading Wednesday, the day before CPI. I am not touching the market. Trade if you want to. Just know there's a lot of manipulation happens on that day, typically, historically speaking. So, all right, y'all, have a good rest of your day. And as always, trade well, everybody. Take care.